Hello everyone, I'm Jack, and this is being recorded in one sequence, no editing, no cutting, no nothing. I recently made a video, well I suppose it's not very recent, but I did make a video explaining using the ESR game patcher to play burned PS2 games on a PS2 Slim without having to modify the console whatsoever. A lot of people in the comments were complaining about not being able to see the compatibility list. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because of your internet provider. I don't know if it's because of the region you live in. At any rate, you see it loads for me really good. There's me refreshing. And I figured I would just go through the list. If not, I can just show the list and you can stop the recording and follow along and check the game that you're curious about. I will say this is not a complete list, and from what I did read, it's a list that is continuously being updated. For myself, when I started this, my first thought was, okay, I'm going to find a game that is registered as compatible. As you see, it says compatible here. And that'll kind of be my base, right? Because if I can get a game that is confirmed to be compatible to work, that means I know I'm doing it correctly, everything's right, because I'm sure you've heard it a million times. The idea is that you want to burn at the lowest possible speed. Sometimes the disk matters, the quality of the disk. I tried two different quality. The lower quality did not work out for me, and then I got I talked about this in my video. I got the higher quality disc, and it did actually work for me then. Over time, the PS2's laser, the little lens that jumps around to read the disc, it can wear out, and that could be part of the problem as well. This didn't work on some of my PS2s. It did work on one in particular, and that's the one I kind of stuck with. So you want to make sure you're at low burn speeds, and you want to make sure maybe start, before you jump in, maybe start with a game that has been confirmed to be compatible. That's what I did. I think, let me see here, Kingsfield Ancient City was the very first one that I tried because I saw that had been confirmed, and obviously I love the Kingsfield games, and so I just got my disc and I put it in to the drive, and I extracted it, I created an ISO out of it, and then I patched it and put it on a disc and then put it in my PlayStation, and it worked. And I was like, cool. So now I know the what I'm using, my hardware that I'm using, it works. The process works because I went ahead and chose a confirmed compatible game. With that aside, I don't think there's anything else to say in that regard. I can go through the list, and if something pops up, maybe I'll mention it here. But as you can see, this is all in ABC order. I feel like there was something I wanted to say, and I can't remember. Oh, there was a comment that said that you have to remember it would not work for them unless they put the PS2 console's language set to English. They said that's what made the big difference to them. So you can't forget to do that. And now we'll just go through the list, and if there's anything that I feel the need to say, I'll just kind of come out right and say it. So here's the number. Okay, here are the A's. I'll hold it still there for you. There are the B's. And again, this is an ongoing list. C, that one has a good amount of games. There's D. I'm going to hopefully be able to fit all these onto one screen here. E is pretty short. There's F. Oh, Fatal Frame is a good one. Oh, there's our first no for compatibility. Let me scroll down here a little bit. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I don't really know how fast or slow to go on this. I just assume that you can pause it, and that would kind of allow you to see what you needed to see. Here are the H's. Sorry, you can hear my mouse clicking, but I wanted to do this in one sequence. I, here. J. There's K. L. And if your game's not on the list, you're kind of just taking a risk. I did that with a few discs, and one or two didn't work out, and it was unfortunate, but I wouldn't have known unless I tried. Here are the elms. I'm going to scroll down a little bit because it does seem to be pretty extensive. Not too many of these don't work. It seems the compatibility is pretty much all yeses except for a few. Here's the ends. Like I said, I would start with a base, like start with something that's established to work. That way you can just make sure that your methods are working as well. Because the last thing you want to do is, there's the O's. The last thing you want to do is do it and maybe you've done it incorrectly like I did. And then you're like, actually, you know what, this doesn't even work. I don't know what's wrong. When the whole time it's just, there was a kind of a kink in your process. And that happened to me. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that's stressed. For me, one of my lasers were bad and the disc I was using just wasn't as good of quality as it needed to be. There's the Q. Because the more worn your laser is, which by the way, you have no real way of telling if it is or not, the more worn it is, the better quality the disc needs to be. Here are the R's. Oh, well, this one it says NTSC version does not share the issue. I suppose that means that that one can be done with the NTSC version. Don't take my word for that, though. I don't know that. Here are the S's. SingStar ABBA? Oh, boy. And if you have any questions about any of this, I try my heart out to answer everything in the comments. As you can probably imagine, there's some days where I can't really get to it, and there's some days where it's like I don't actually have an answer, but I try my best to like seek answers for that person. Here are the T's. U. V. I didn't even know Beautiful Joe was released for the PS2. My brother had that on GameCube when I was younger. It was really hard. Here are the W's. Wild Arms, very fun games. Though I must admit I only played the PS1 version. X. Okay, Y, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those games are amazing. I like the notes. I like the notes that people gave. And Z. All right. That is all of the list in its entirety. I'm sorry it didn't load for you. I wish I had answers. The only way I could think to rectify this is to just record it on my own and show it to you and give it to you. And like I said, just kind of set a base, choose a game that is confirmed to be compatible and go from there. You may run into problems like I did, and I will do my best to help you. No one likes to hear like, oh, you just need to get a better disc. Like no one likes to hear that. I didn't want to hear that, but I subsequently did it, and it worked out for me. And it was annoying. It really was, but the payoff's there, of course. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with this. It's really fun. It's really cool. Don't forget, you have to set your language to English. And don't forget to choose a game that is already confirmed compatible as like a litmus test, kind of set a base and go from there. Always remember to burn at low burn speeds, always. Thank you. And I hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you guys later.